Sims, let's go.
Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're watching the GSL Talk Show. Tonight, we're going to be chatting with Dr. Paul Gittens. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the GSL Talk Show. I'm here with Dr. Paul Gittens. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Like, I had to make sure I try to say people's handles and titles right, you know.
I know. A lot of people just say they pronounce it kittens with a G instead. So it's easier. Just think of kittens, put a G in front of it, and then you got Gittens.
Gittens, there we go. Awesome. So where are you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Where am I from? I'm from right outside New York City. I grew up in a kind of a suburb of New York, in Connecticut. Connecticut is the next borough, a lot of people like to say. And from there, I went to Syracuse for my undergraduate. And then I went to medical school at Drexel down here in Philadelphia. I then did my urology training at Thomas Jefferson in Philadelphia. And then I did a sexual medicine fellowship. So that was done at Baylor in Texas. And that's kind of where I honed in on a lot of my skills in terms of sexual medicine for men and women, hormone replacement, treating guys after prostate cancer for sexual health, and women after breast cancer or other cancers that we help with in the office.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was just about to joke on you. I was like, oh, he spent all his time up north. He didn't want to come down south at all.
No, I love Texas, actually. I had a great time in Houston. It was a wonderful experience. I mean, it's one of my favorite cities, actually.
Awesome. Look, well, I'm glad you came down, south a little bit,
South a little bit. I know. I forgot. Where's your show located? Where are you located? I forgot.
So I'm in Georgia.
In Georgia. Yeah. I love Georgia. I spent some time in Atlanta.
Okay.
Back in my college days, I think they had what's the Freaknik back in the day in Atlanta. We could talk about that. Those are long. Those are days. Wow, those are fun days way back in the day.
I mean, didn't they come out with a documentary not long ago?
I think they did. I'm hoping I'm not in that documentary. Oh! No, I'm joking. No, I always behave myself. Always. Actually, I ran track in college, and we had a couple meets at Georgia Tech when I was in college. I spent some time down there.
Okay. Oh, look, athlete. Look, you was an athlete too. That's Gittens on the
No, man. Those are days. I don't think I can run around the track once now, though.
Oh, man. Well, look at you, well-rounded. Then got the athletics going. Then you got the doctoring going.
Yeah, the doctoring.
So what led you down this path, would you say?
Sexual medicine path. As I mentioned, I did a residency in urology, and in residency, there's a number of different disciplines that you can do in urology. There's like pediatric urology. You can treat kidney stones and things like that. You can do cancer. But I really gravitated towards the sexual medicine side and the infertility side. So I also treat male infertility. And I just think it's because of it's a different connection with your patients that you have. Once another example is my patients are, they're all really motivated when they come in. They're really motivated. They want to get better. And so I really, I gravitated towards that one because of the personal relationship, as well as, a person comes in with sexual dysfunction, and sometimes within 4 or 6 weeks, we can get them better, and I think, for me, that's gratifying. I like to see that almost instantaneous change in people. When people come into my office, sometimes their heads down, they're having a hard time at home with their relationship or self-confidence. And, we're really able to turn them around pretty quickly, which I just enjoy. I just get a lot of personal gratification from that.
Oh, that's great, man. I know definitely. We talk a lot here on GSL about, sex and marriage and things of that nature. And I know could be a lot of things that can cause issues in that particular side of marriage. But I mean, I do feel like it's a spiritual warfare thing as well. But we can't take away that, there could be some health things going on. And it could, like you say, you have your patients coming in. And it affects, obviously, if something's going wrong in this area, then it's going to affect mentally, and then it just goes on like a big
It's a cycle. It's a cycle that just keeps going on. And even in the best marriages, these things happen, and it can put a strain on the relationship. And so, I try to help with that. I try to help with that.
Look, God bless you, man. I know the Lord's work, you know what I'm saying? Helping marriages and just health in general as well. It's so interesting when you were talking, it kind of reminded me of these. I've been seeing a lot of these commercials talking about hymns, and they don't want to say the word, but they say ED and everything.
Yeah. Well, there's only so many things you can say on TV, but ED, obviously ED stands for erectile dysfunction. I mean, I think we could say that on this show. I mean, we're adults here, right? So yeah, there's a lot of online pharmacies and pharmacies you'll see on TV that you can go online and you can order prescriptions and things like that. I just don't think that they cover the total experience of having ED. It's just, they'll give you a medication, and but they don't realize that a lot of the guys that have ED or have sexual problems, they can also have medical problems, and that's where we come in. Or they can have low testosterone, or they can have some other issues that are the real reason why they're there in the first place. So I think, I think if you want a quick fix, I think that's where you go. But if you really want to uncover what's going on, get to the root of the problem, and then hopefully fix it, then I think you have to look other places.
Yeah. I mean, well, would we just like automatically assume that if there's, I mean, how would someone know whether, you know what I'm saying, whether or not to, what this could be a health issue versus a mental issue, or versus like anything else? Like,
yeah, that's why you come in, right? Because you want to know all those things. Sometimes, oftentimes when you look at age itself, so as guys get older, their erection quality just isn't as good. Same thing for women, right? So as women get older, they start getting in that perimenopause phase, their desire might go down, their lubrication might go down. They may start having pain with intercourse. All these things to look forward to, right? Anxiety may go up a little bit, and we address all those things. I don't think it's the patient's responsibility to try to figure out what's going on. It's like if, I wouldn't try to build a home, right? So I wouldn't go in there and do electrical work and plumbing work and be a contractor. I just don't have that skill. But I do know that I might need a home, right? And so it's the same thing. It's one of those things where if somebody has a problem, then they need to find out who to reach out to wherever they are. That's going to provide good care and figure it out for them.
Gotcha. Okay. So you said it was a residency that you ended up doing, or what was it?
So residency is so when you go to medical school, you can choose between any profession in medicine. So so during your medical school career, you do rotations, and you can do rotations in internal medicine, you do rotations in radiology, you do rotations in plastic surgery. I did a rotation in urology and I loved it. And then I chose that as my profession. And then from there, you do a residency after that. So medical school, you choose. A residency is whatever you chose, you work in that field and solely in that field. So I did 6 years of urology, and in urology training, you do men and women's health, right? So you will do prostate cancer, you'll do some vaginal surgery. You'll work with stones, just a number of different areas in urology. And then from there, you can either go out into the workforce and find a job. So after 6 years, I had the opportunity to do that. But for me, I just wanted to further my training in sexual health. So I did a special fellowship in sexual health and in microsurgery and male infertility.
Wow. And so you just basically based on like you took one thing and you kind of, again, you fell in love with the urology and then it just kind of went from there, or you just kind of knew that I want to go this route, or were you more like, I'm exposed to this and now I decide that this is where I want to kind of focus on? Like,
yeah, when I was in urology, I had a couple of experiences with people who lost their sexual function, maybe because some of the surgeries that we did. And I just wanted to be the person that they could reach out to and I could fix it. Right. So, one of the patients that I think about even now is a guy that had prostate cancer, and he had surgery. After the prostate cancer surgery, he was cured of his prostate cancer, but he ended up having erectile dysfunction. And he felt, though, for him, he felt that was more important than treating his prostate cancer because he lost his erectile function. He couldn't connect with his partner on that level, Yeah. And when I thought about doing this, nobody was really thinking about this to the level that we're thinking about it now. And so from then on, I said, all right, this is something I want to do. I want to be able to work with sexual function, work with hormones, work with guys that are having some fertility issues, because that's just what my passion was. Just like, with you're here doing your podcast. This is what you do, right? And somehow you saw that burning bush, I guess, and you're like, this is it for me, Yeah. So I had a couple of those experiences in urology with men and women, and I decided this just fits me.
That's awesome, man. Like I think it's so interesting, like hearing people's journey and like how they get to be where they were, where they are, or like sometimes we know and it's like, oh, I knew since I was 4, but then sometimes you're on the journey and you're learning along the way of like, this is where I should be or whatnot. So yeah, that.
Yeah, I wish I knew when I was 4. I mean, I was 4. I think I want to be an astronaut or something. So I wasn't that fortunate. It took me a while to know that I wanted to do urology, and then once I found my space in urology, I felt complete.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't probably know urology at 4. I mean, if you do, you're one of the genius kids, I guess, to even like think about it in that regard. But so not to say there's not some kid that might know, but it's just very interesting.
Yeah, some people are more fortunate than others, I think. I just wasn't. So, from there, what I did is after my fellowship, I then worked at one of the universities in New York as a head of a program there for sexual medicine, and then I decided to go out on my own. It's just kind of something I've always wanted to do, and so now I have a practice here in Philadelphia. I have a practice in New York City, and then I have a practice in upstate, a little bit further north of Philadelphia. It's a place called Allentown in the Lehigh Valley. So I split my time between the 3 locations, and hopefully we're spreading the goodness throughout, So I'm hoping that's what we're doing.
Well, I'm sure that you are doing that. And congratulations, man, on the expansion and everything. I think that might be a testament of whether you're doing a good job, right? If you're able to.
I mean, I hope so. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just trying to just throw it out there. No, I'm joking. No, I think we provide a good service. Like, I'm very proud of what we do. Patients come in and, like I said, they're at the end of their rope. They're they've talked to a lot of other physicians about what's going on, and they can't help them for some reason or another, or maybe they don't have the skills to help them or what have you. And they come here and we really do a good job. I'm very proud of what we've set up here. Extremely proud of it. And so I just remember when I first started, I remember like after I left the university and I'm running around the office, I'm like the front desk person. I'm cleaning up the rooms. I'm, scrubbing up the instruments and everything. And so it's been a long ways from that. Actually, sometimes I still do that, but
But it's
sometimes you gotta do it. It's okay,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's come a long way, and in that journey, we've helped thousands of patients. It's been fantastic. I still get actually I just got I do a lot of male infertility, so I do vasectomy reversals as well, and
Oh.
it was a patient that I had that he and his partner had failed IVF multiple times. He had a vasectomy, and they just failed IVF after extractions and everything. And we did a reversal, and he just texted me. He's like, "This is," he said, "This is your work." He was on his second child, and it's just
Oh.
fantastic, to see things like that. Or we'll have patients that might have had breast cancer therapy, and because of the chemotherapy, because of radiation, or whatever it might be, depending on the cancer, um, you know, they're able to have intercourse with their partner again, and pleasurable intercourse, and it's nice to hear, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of a feel good kind of guy, so I like to do these things. So it's great. And then on the male end too. So it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man. Well, they say if you make it in New York, right, you can make it anywhere.
That's what they say, right? Oh man.
That's what they say. I mean, they
I gotta
got
come down to Atlanta. That's my next. I gotta do Atlanta. If you can make it in Atlanta, then you can make it anywhere. I'll tell you.
Hey, well, maybe so, maybe so. Now I was gonna say, like, I wonder. I mean, well, I guess it doesn't. Is there a difference? Would you say in clientele from one place to another, or is it like, oh, it's the same? All of our.
No, it's different. It's totally different. I wish I could say it's the same. It's just a different environment. Like New York City is a different environment.
Mm.
New York, it's a good and bad. It's good because I still sometimes feel challenged in New York, which I love, and so I'm constantly reading. I'm constantly going to conferences and all these other things. But my New York patients, they by the time they see me, they've probably seen like 4 or 5 other doctors, and sometimes it's at some of the best institutions. Like they'll be like, I went to Columbia, I went to Cornell, I went to all these places, right? And here I am. This is my last stop, and it's you. And I'm like, all right, what you got? It's like, it is like, Dr. Gittens, what you got for me? Kind of thing. And whereas like in my other locations, I'm usually like maybe the second person they see or something, because a lot of people, they see their primary care doctor first, and then from there they'll maybe see a urologist, and then they'll see me. But in New York, we get a lot of international patients flying from other parts of the U.S. So it's they've already seen everyone, and they're like, all right, I've read about you now, what you got, kind of thing. Yeah. And I always tell them, like, listen, I can't sprinkle like pixie dust on you. It's the science behind it, and we're going to try our best. But oftentimes we do a really good job, and they're happy when we're finished. So,
man. No, that's amazing. So it sounds like if I'm gathering this correctly, you do some surgery type things as well.
Yeah, so we do. I do mostly infertility surgery. We do surgery, some procedures in the office. I would say procedures in the office, and for surgeries, I do a lot of infertility surgery. So for guys that have no sperm counts, sometimes we'll go into the testicle and find sperm for IVF. We do a lot of vasectomy reversals. I'm microsurgically trained, so we do a number of vasectomy reversals. I do a number of redo vasectomy reversals for guys that have already failed their vasectomy reversal, and they come to me to try to fix it from there. In the office, we'll do vasectomies in the office, and then we'll do some aesthetics as well. So we do some penile filler. So for guys that want more girth enhancement of their penis. I know you're like, oh, what is that? Oh, you're like, oh my gosh, who am I talking to here? What is going on? Where are we going with this? Right. So we'll do that as well, and it just depends. I also do some procedures for guys, for women and men that have chronic pelvic pain. So not more endometriosis, but more pelvic floor issues that men and women have. A lot of the men, they probably were diagnosed with like chronic prostatitis. Which we know is more of a pelvic floor issue. So we work with a lot of pelvic floor physical therapists. And then same thing with women who have pelvic floor dysfunction. We'll work with pelvic physical therapists, and we'll do some procedures in the office to help them.
Man, I'm okay. So outside of like giving birth, like I haven't had any type of, by the grace of God, thank you, Lord Jesus, I have not had any like, surgery type things.
Yeah, yeah, you're fortunate. You're
You know,
fortunate.
it's a blessing, right? So I'm curious. I guess I would ask a astronaut like they're like, how is it being out in space? So how is it being, or doing what you do? I don't want to misquote or say it wrong. So like doing what you do and the surgeries and whatnot, being able to like see inside the body and all these different types of, like, how is it to be?
Oh, I think it's I'm very fortunate. Like, it's it takes a lot for someone to come in and to be so vulnerable. If you think about it, right? I'm in a privileged field, right? And it takes a lot of trust for someone to see me. And I'm grateful for it. For instance, like you come in and you have a pelvic floor problem and we're talking for 15 or 20 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour, whatever it might be. And then I have to do like a physical exam on someone, right? So there's that trust that's there that is just that I just, I just feel blessed to be able to do this for one, and to have trust and like for patients to trust me on that level. And I respect it. It's something that I think that shouldn't be taken lightly. I think it's a guy comes in and we're doing an exam on his most private part of his body for the most part. So I take all that really seriously. And so, I feel really fortunate to be able to do this. And I don't take any of that for granted. And, and I think the healing process of sexual function issues, it's physical, yeah, but it's also emotional, understanding that somebody can kind of relate to what's going on, somebody that also has treated what's going on, so they can kind of tell you what other patients have felt in their situation. So there's that empathy end of it that that I don't hold for granted, So, but I have to say that it's really a privilege to be able to take care of people on that level.
I'm sure, man. I know they have these I guess like art displays of the body. Like I know they somewhere, I don't even know where it is, but somewhere they had like, I guess, one that you can walk through or something. But then they also had those people, I guess, that donated their bodies to science, and they used it in this like, I can't remember. I think it was called The Body, I think. And it was like a museum. Are you familiar with any of this that I'm talking about?
No, but I mean, I'm trying to envision the exhibit and everything, but I can see that it's just kind of showing the kind of the miracle of the body, I would say. That's what it kind of sounds like.
I mean, obviously, a majority of us don't obviously know anything about our insides outside of probably like what we learned in health class or maybe a health book or something. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe we got more access now because of the internet, so we might can look up some stuff now. But I mean, obviously, you're like right hands on, able to see like inside or whatever the case may be. So I mean, well, one, I guess, again, God bless you and your hands that they continue to, hopefully help and bless people and stuff with things that you're working with on them. But I don't know. I'm sure that's a unique position to be in, to be able to say, hey,
it's an extremely unique position again. But I mean, I think what you're doing is great too. I mean, you're talking about a number of things that I feel like people have interest in. And so, what you're doing is just as important as what I do. I mean, you touch people on so many different levels and so many, because you're on the internet, you're touching thousands of people at the same time. So I think it's just as important.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that. Look, I didn't have him come sell this to me, y'all. We just met today. So I know, I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying that. And yeah, I do. I believe that as well, that we all have different gifts and stuff, and it's all a part of the bigger picture and stuff. So I just think, I just think it's amazing what doctors, artists, all of us, we do. And I don't know, like I said, I guess I haven't had the opportunity to talk to someone or maybe I have, but maybe I'm just thinking in this moment, like, surgery, you're actually like you cut or you see or you
but it's not all surgery. Some of it is medications that we use, and some of it are other things that can kind of stimulate other production of the body and things like that. So it's not all surgery. I
Yeah.
would say. I think it's a combination of, we have sex therapists, not in our office, but we refer patients out to sex therapists. So, and then as I mentioned before, we refer our patients out to pelvic floor physical therapists. I do more of the medical kind of procedural type side of the sexual medicine picture. So we try to glue everything together and make it work for that individual.
Awesome, man.
So I can't say I do it all alone for sure.
Oh, I'm sure you have an amazing team. I mean, you say you got 3 locations that we know of at the moment. So, I mean, I'm sure you have an amazing team. Man, I was going to ask. Oh goodness, it went away from my mind. Maybe I shouldn't. But okay, well, I mean, I don't want to be longer. I know you probably got a lot of great things to be doing outside of just talking to me. But I mean, I would love to know, like, I mean, well, when you came here in particular, and I'm not no pressure, if you don't believe what I believe, whatever the case may be. But I just kind of wondered, like, coming here, particularly, like, did you have something in mind that you wanted to say to, I guess you would say, Bible believing people in reference to, your work or whatever it is that you.
Yeah, I mean, I think I grew up in the church, so it's one of those things that sex isn't a bad word. I mean, it is part of every relationship, and so I would even not say sex. I would just say, I mean, something just simple as intimacy. And it doesn't always have to be sex, depending on the relationship, depending on medical issues and things like that. So I mean, I don't think that it's isolated to people that don't believe in God or people that do believe in God. I think it's part of every relationship, but I think it should be embraced. I also think that if there are some problems with having intercourse, and everybody's got problems, right? So if you're God fearing or if you're not, you can still have some issues with, if you're a guy, you can have some ED issues, some orgasmic issues, some libido issues. And if you're a woman, you can also have some libido issues, some pain issues, decreased lubrication, so many things that you can have. And it doesn't stop or start with or without God, in terms of the problems that you can have. Right.
Yeah.
And so I just think that, finding the right help is really important. Obviously, with God and everything, I think prayer is also important. I mean, I think that's important, but I think that, God has given a number of people skills to help. Right. So I think that's something that, somebody that's having problems, I think they can look towards.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess what I find is either people, they just live and then they don't think that either they don't think they have a problem or maybe they don't want to admit it or something like that. And so they kind of just go and live throughout life and not address, like you said, the issue and go see what's happening or see what's wrong or something like that. Do you have any encouragement for people today to kind of say, hey, if this is you and you're hearing this, like, come see me, you know what I mean? Or anything.
Well, yeah, or not. I mean, see someone.
Yeah.
I think that I think we all go through these stages, right? We go through these stages like, oh, it's not happening to me, or I'm embarrassed to talk about it, or I'm going to hide from my partner tonight so she doesn't or he doesn't try to have intercourse with me or something like that. So everybody goes through, and everybody's got a different situation. But I think the bottom line is that when someone is having problems, at some point they have to come to the realization that it's a problem, and that and then they have to take the next step and say, all right, do I want to fix this problem? And for some people it's okay. For some people, having erectile dysfunction is something that they feel like it happens with age and they're just okay with aging that way. Or for women, or men, their libido may drop and say, listen, I'm just not interested anymore. And that's fine. But for the people that have the problem and want to do something about it, those are the people that need to try to find help. And there's help out there.
Yeah. Man, well, you definitely have let us know about the help. I think we have to discuss this just because you brought it up. And this is GSL. And people would probably be like, bring them back to talk about the other things. So let me just... You said girth enhancement.
Is that what the GSL, the G stand? I'm not gonna joke.
No,
G stands for girth.
So I think that was news to me. I mean, I've heard of pumping or I don't even know if that's some machines.
Don't act like you don't know. Come on, you don't
No,
don't even
I
try.
haven't used.
We
I
know
don't
that you
know.
know. Everybody, all your listeners know that you know.
No, like I
I
mean,
heard of this from my friend, or I heard of this from, it was a friend of a friend. You know. No, I'm joking.
no.
But
I heard that, like no, I heard that there's plumping things, or like I don't know if that is the same type of.
well, I mean,
We
you can
gotta.
pump. Pumping doesn't cause pumping usually doesn't lead to like a long lasting like girth or length or anything. So you can pump, and so we use pumps in our office, especially for exercising the penis, especially just to get blood flow in and out of the penis. For guys that have prostate cancer, we'll use pumps because, well, with prostate cancer, after surgery or radiation, which is were the treatments for prostate cancer, you can have some decrease in length of the penis. So we will start pumping for that, just to try to increase some of the length that you lose after surgery or radiation. What I'm talking about is filler, though. Filler, we actually use along the circumference of the penis to increase kind of the girth, to make it bigger, to make it like wider, I would say.
Yeah.
So for guys that are a little self-conscious about the width or the girth of their penis, we help them with that.
I think the ladies might want to know if you do a lot of those. You got. I mean, you ain't got.
Now it's the ladies. You want to know, don't you? It's you. Why are you blaming it? This is the second time. You're blaming it on the listeners. You're blaming it on the ladies. You're blaming it on everybody. You just want to know. No, I'm just playing. We do a lot of them. Yeah, we do a lot.
Whoa.
We do a lot of them in the office, and hopefully, you know, if it's one of your ladies that have come across one of, you know, some of my work, they didn't even know the difference. You know, so meaning that they didn't know they had work done. Right. So that's the goal, to make it look as natural as possible.
Listen, and if y'all ladies, if y'all are getting BBLs, like the men can do their thing.
That's right. Why not? It's the same thing, right? Same thing as a BBL, or even having a you know, a breast implant. It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. And you know, some guys feel a little self-conscious about the size of their penis, and so why not? You know, so we provide that service for them.
Wow, that's great. I didn't even know that was a thing. You taught me something today, doctor.
Yeah, if you talk to me for a little longer, I might teach you something else too.
What? What else? Man, people is out
I'll tell you, we do a lot in our office, but you know, we really focus on kind of the sexual function. That's our biggest thing that we do.
Yeah. Well, like I said, man, God bless you and the work you're doing, man. It sounds like you are helping a lot of people, and in one way or another, you know, and
one way or another, one way or another.
And no, and that's great though. I'm glad to hear that, you know, well, one, that you are here. I guess I would say, do you feel like you're living your dream, walking your purpose?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. You know, I hope so. I mean, you know, I thought, you know, I was at the university, I said, for a while, and I just felt like I just wanted to do something a little different, and this is what I wanted to do. So I'm very fortunate. You know, every day I go to work, I love going to work. I mean, I love coming to work, and I know that my parents are immigrants, and I know, you know, when they came to this country, they worked really hard, and I can imagine that not every day they went to work, they really loved what they did. So I feel blessed on that respect.
Well, immigrants, where I'm curious now, because I can't. I mean, well.
My parents, they're from the Caribbean, so Jamaica and Barbados. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Look at that. Okay. Now, I have not gone to Jamaica yet. That's a goal. It's on the bucket list, I guess. So have you been?
Oh yeah.
I mean, well, yeah. Awesome. Well, I mean, I don't want to prolong your time, doctor. I mean, is there anything else you want to share with us before you go?
No, just I know, you know, when you asked the question about how, you know, sex plays into like sort of a godly relationship, I think that sex is important. Like I mentioned before, sex is important in just every relationship, you know, I think. And so, you know, and if people need help, like I said, we're here, or they can find someone in, you know, wherever they are that specializes in this field, that's willing to listen, and that has the tools to help them get better.
How can the people find you? Social media or?
So we're at Dr. Gittens on Instagram and Facebook, and then I have like I think yeah, those are the two ways. I don't think I have a TikTok. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think those are the two ways: Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. Should they try to, you know, go to your offices?
Yes. Oh, so yeah, I'm such a black. I'm so bad at this. I should need to. I got to be like this, right? Boom, boom, boom.
No, you
You know,
good.
I'm just having such a good time with this conversation. I just forgot all my public. So our website is centers with an S for. Actually, no, that's the old one. So it's rockwellcenters.com. So Rockwell, ROCKWELL. Centers, rockwellcenters.com. Yeah. So there you go. I forgot my own website. Oh man.
Is there anything else we should look out for you, coming from you? I mean,
No,
you said Atlanta. I don't know what else you got going.
I know we're gonna be in Atlanta. I know. I got to get down there. Actually, we may start our own podcast soon, so we might have to have you on there.
Hey, come on. Yes, I will definitely come.
Right.
Tell people the importance of sex and marriage, you know, from
That's
the Christian
right.
perspective. Yes.
That's right. That's right. So, but yeah, you know. But yeah, it was great being on the show. Like, I'm a big fan. I go on a lot of podcasts, and I always like to do some research on the person I'm going on with. And I've seen a lot. I haven't seen all your shows, but I've seen a lot of your clips, and you're doing a great job. So,
well, thank you for that, man. I appreciate that. And hey, you're welcome back anytime. We gotta get some stuff where we need the doctor's expert opinion and get you come on back.
You gotta have them ask some questions, and we'll just we'll have a whole session on just answering questions.
Hey, let's do it. Y'all look, comment below, let us know y'all ready for that. We'll have Dr. Gittens come on back and see us.
That's right.
Thank you so much for watching the GSL Talk Show, and thank you to Dr. Paul for joining us tonight. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and check out his practice and the rest of his endeavors. Have a good night.